unfinished business. Sorry, Brian. Just using my inner Bigler.
Nice.
Figured I'd take it back to the old days.
I mean, they paid us a few tributes, so you're going to pay a tribute back to them.
Wait till I string the guitar.
I can't wait. All right, let's get into unfinished business. We've got quite a bit. First piece of unfinished business was, I thought we had a super nice treat for everyone. The only undefeated manager of the year. That's right, Jimmy Huber was supposed to come on to do an interview. We had him lined up. We booked it, I think, on Tuesday, and he's a hard get for an interview right now, being that he's commissioner, he's got a beach house, he's married. But last minute, about 7 o'clock, he texted me and said, I got to eat dinner with the mother-in-law. Sorry, gonna have to cancel.
Likely excuse. What a puss.
Yeah, exactly.
You come in, and you're so big, and you got your Superman curl, and you got that winning smile, and you're like, oh, I'm so big, bad, and tough. And then you're like, oh, I have to bow down to my mother-in-law.
Yeah, like, you look her in the eye and you say, I would love to, but I am the commissioner of a fantasy football league, and I am expected to be interviewed. Yeah. People need to hear from me.
You can do that. Or at dinner, when that phone call comes, you say, excuse me, I have to take this. It's my football league.
I'll be back in about 45 minutes. Or you don't even tell her. You just come back later, and if she has any questions, be like, excuse me, do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah, the commits, or send her a cocktail. Or a Cabana Boy. I don't know where you're at, Jersey or the Jersey Shore?
Ocean City.
Oh, Jersey Shore.
Oh, yeah, Jersey Shore, right.
Send her some Italian with spiked hair.
Although I think I know why he had dinner with her. And I think he did it for the league. I was thinking about this on the way home. The mother-in-law did go in half for the beach house.
Yeah, for the beach house. I thought it was for the league.
No.
I was going to be upset.
No. She put off some of the money for the beach house. So I think, he's got to keep her happy if he wants to be able to use the beach house for himself. And then eventually, if and when he wins the league, if he,
It's a hard if.
Yeah, well, hard if. But, if he lets me have the draft down there, the mother-in-law is going to...
Rent-free?
Rent-free.
Yeah, right. That's another hard if.
I know. You got to butter up the mother-in-law, Say, hey, remember when I went for dinner with you? I broke my commitment. So,
Commitment's a hard road, man.
You're still battling with that every day.
I am.
I mean, that's a huge step. I mean, you went on a week-long vacation? That's commitment.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, you're...
Interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, well, that's probably for a whole other day, but got to give it to you. That's a step in the right direction to commitment.
I don't know how you're married. Every day? Every day!
Crystal's in the other room.
Every day.
It's every day. Every day.
Props to everyone that's married out there, or has been married.
But anyways, apparently the commissioner said that he's going to try and do it next week, but you know what? I think he's going to string us along.
It doesn't even matter now, because the two questions I had...
Save them.
No, I can't, because they were strictly week 4 related.
Oh, okay.
And just the way Brian said, get 1 or 2 questions for the commissioner at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Took me till 5 p.m. But
so you worked all day.
I did. It was hard.
Wow.
My question was going to be like, hey, Jimmy, what's your favorite book? And he goes, I don't know, it's a comic book or a graphic novel or something.
Yeah.
And then I was going to be like, well, are you familiar with the works of Ernest Hemingway? And he's going to be like, no. Superman. And then I was going to be like, well, first of all, I hope I have this right, or else Bean's going to chastise me. But I was going to be like, well, perhaps you should look it up, since this week it applies to you. Maybe your favorite book would be For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Oh, nice.
Boom!
Nice.
It would have been so good.
That would have been really good. I like it.
But no, he had to go have dinner with his grandmama, or his mama-in-law.
Yeah.
And the other part was, I was going to talk to him about, like, since him and his brother Huber are from a Philly area, right? They're from Philly.
Outside of Philly.
Outside of Philly, close enough to Philadelphia.
Right.
I was going to say, who do you think's the top one of the top 5 point guards ever in the history of NBA basketball? Allen Iverson. Right?
Okay, right, I guess. Where are you going with this?
Well, would you agree?
I don't follow basketball close enough.
That's Okay, Brian.
I don't.
Let me give some stats for you. Rookie of the Year,
Oh my goodness.
NBA MVP, All NBA 3 times, NBA All Star 11 times, NBA All Star MVP 2 times, NBA Scoring Champion 4 times, 7th all time in points per game, 7th all time.
That's good.
This year, NBA Hall of Famer, and my personal favorite player of all time. You can ask Bigler. We'd play basketball in the arcade, and I would say, or whatever, NBA 2K, whatever it was, I would take Iverson on, just him, versus any team Bigler had. Sure, Bigler would crush me, but it was all about scoring with Iverson. But
So where's this going?
I would say he's one of the top 5 point guards of all time.
Oh my goodness.
With those stats, right?
Sure.
Can't argue those stats.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I'm glad you agree with me because guess what? Allen Iverson never won a championship. So I'm glad you finally agree. Just like Dan Marino never won a championship, and he's a top 5 quarterback.
You were gonna do this during our interview with Jimmy.
I was. That was my second question.
I'm almost glad that he didn't call, just because that would have been a waste of his time.
No, he would have agreed. He'd be like, "You're right, Jet. Iverson was the man."
I don't even know if he follows basketball.
He knows who Allen Iverson is. He's from Philly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to ask him next week when he's on.
I'll come back. I'll get 2 more questions.
All right. What else we got?
What else we got for Jimmy? Or we got.
I think that's all I have for.
That's
Jimmy.
all I got for Jimmy. We got to go to Craig, right?
Yeah. You got anything for Greg? I do.
I actually don't have anything for Craig.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any unfinished business. I did not really get to see his week 2 or 3 reviews.
Okay.
So I don't know if he came at me or not.
He probably did, but this goes out to Craig because he was rooting against his team, and that's something you just don't do. That was, I think, on the line app. Yeah. He was actually rooting against his team to make sure that Gag's team outscored him, so that I would have lost to the highest scoring team for 2 weeks in a row.
What?
And he was happy when his team actually didn't crack the 200-point barrier, and Gags did. And I said to him, I'm like, aren't you going to be a little upset whenever you just missed that second place and you missed the bye week? And he's like, I'd be more upset about missing 6th place. And I'm thinking, like, he's talking like he wants his team to do poorly just to spite me. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It's crazy, but I wouldn't put it past them. Nor you either, if it was vice versa.
I would want my team to outscore everyone, no matter what, just because I'm looking for that bye spot. So, anyway, Craig, you can keep rooting against your team because pretty soon no one's going to be rooting your team on. I mean, no one is, but
I was going to say.
You're going to be rooting your team on so hard, and they're going to be barely cracking, let's say, 130, 140.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then...
What do you got? What reason you got on that one?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Okay, all right.
And
I don't know anything about this, Craig. I can't support it, or I can't support either way.
And then whenever you're trying to root your team on, your team's going to be like, screw you, you were rooting against me whenever I was almost cracking 200 points.
Okay.
So, that's all I have to say to Craig.
That's all you got to say to Craig? That's fairly short for what we normally do.
Let's see here. Oh, we have to bring this up.
Yes.
Another shout out to Sexy.
Sexy. Bigler.
Unbelievable performance. Theatrical Broadway hit whenever he did Everybody Hurts. I didn't know what I was getting into. I figured it was just going to be another little ditty.
I laughed. I cried. I donated some money to charity. I said, get that man some wall art.
I don't know how many takes you did, but I have a feeling that was probably just a stream, just a reality stream, and it was beautiful. I mean, that's all there is to say about it. Like
it was very good.
It was thorough. He captured all of the emotion of fantasy football.
He did.
In about 2 minutes.
The sadness, the anger, the
frustration,
the throwing stuff against the wall.
Yeah.
What? Hold on. Am I going to do something later about my vacation, or now?
Right, sure, now.
All right. Sorry, guys. We're a little unprofessional.
Yeah.
Too many hits on that water bomb. No, like seeing the big, I wanted to do a return video, but I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it because the baby's here. I didn't want to get all into character. But when I was going to the Carolina Panthers game versus the Minnesota Vikings, it went something like I was walking and it was just like there was hundreds of protesters, there was police everywhere, SWAT team, state police. local police, custom, and whatever security officers.
Why? Because you were attending?
No, because there was agenda. Because a black cop shot a black man, and there's all these other issues going on. So I was like, all right, this kind of sucks, I'm like, motherfuckers, what's your problem? The guy's wearing a shirt that says, am I next, question mark. And I'm looking at this guy, if you don't let me in the game, you are next. I don't care about your freaking issue. I want to get to my game. So I was not happy, to say the least. Got inside, I was outside, heard Carolina score 10 points. I was like, oh, dude, it's going to be a blowout. And I'm missing it all. Fudge. So I get inside, we get up to the top row or whatever we're at with this I got a 7-year-old kid, and I'm watching this game, and I'm thinking, I didn't even know at the time that Trece Ice was playing Minnesota defense. I didn't even look at my matchup.
Ooh.
So I'm just, oh man, it's 16-10 Minnesota. And then I'm like, come on, Cam. Just like Bigger. He's like, come on, Cam, fucking Cam. And Calvin Benjamin. I'm like, where? I was like, just throw the ball to Olsen. Just throw him. And then it was like, I looked at my matchup thing. And I said, oh wait, he's got the Minnesota defense. And I was like, fuck me.
When did you realize it's like halfway through the game?
About halftime.
Wow.
And he just kept the point. And here's another sack. Here's another interception. A fumble. And I was like, come on, Cam. And then it got to the point where I was like, just stop running. Just throw it out of bounds. And I was like, and then that punt return that they had. Oh, dude. And plus I was sitting in a huge group of Minnesota Viking fans. And they were just letting them have it.
Ooh.
And they were like, oh, yeah, they suck. Yeah, every time. Oh, we always get punt returns. Every time we're here, we can always win in Carolina. And I'm like, I'm going to turn around behind the guy behind me and just slap him. You don't know what I'm up against. This is fantasy football related. And then the game's ending, and all the Minnesota Viking fans are standing up and they're chanting 3-0, 3-0, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be 3-0.
That's great. You screamed that back.
Yeah, it's like no. So the game was over. Minnesota crushed it, but I was just like, I might be the only person in our league that if they ever had the Steelers defense in this particular situation where you were actually at the game live to see your team lose by the one person, or I should say collective group of people that did it.
Yeah, they did. They did it too.
Yeah, and that was harsh.
Yeah,
it was very harsh.
The rest of his team didn't do a whole lot.
No, and I'd like to also state Trece Ice that if Willie Snead had been in the damn game, he would have got those 30 points. I know Craig said something about it was pretty hard to get 30. Well, damn if Willie Snead wouldn't get it because Michael Thomas got 20 and Brandon Cooks only had one catch for 13 yards. It would have been fast Willie Snead time.
You want to do over under 30 this week?
On Snead?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at anything yet, so I don't know.
You would do that against who
Antonio against Minnesota? Oh no, they were playing was it Atlanta? Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, which I thought should have been a shootout, but I mean, it wasn't much of one apparently.
Basically, Jay paid off both teams to win that game. That was Jay's game.
That was Jay's game all the way.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I was very upset. Then I went home and I turned TV on. The Steelers were freaking getting crushed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would have done a much better video of it. But Bigler's that was a Emmy award.
Epic. Yeah.
We want more. We want more.
Yeah. I mean, speechless.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, we're not worthy of that video.